Articles, obviously, if anybody's missed it, on top of everything that he's achieved to date and all the legends and stories that have gone behind this man, he pulled a man out of the river Slaney and saved his life, which is an incredible, I think it's even worth a round of applause.
I got more publicity for that than I ever did for music.
Was it a moment, a spiritual moment, or a moment that you kind of thought this changes things, or like how did you feel afterwards?
Shook.
I'd say.
Yeah, because I could see death in the young fella's eyes, you know. He just became all like like in a trance, you know.
He was nearly gone.
Yeah, but there's people doing it every day, you know. Volunteers around the country doing this, so that's why I don't want any praise, because they're doing it every day, you know. So they're the real heroes, you know. So this is just, I done it for 5 minutes.
Are you going to take life-saving lessons now? Is it something you might? I mean, genuinely, would you consider maybe? Because you're not the strongest swimmer, you admit yourself.
Well, I'm fairly strong in salt water.
You float well.
Yeah.
Like Muhammad Ali.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, I might, if I get any time, I'll do some life-saving courses, yeah.
Okay. We're here this evening. Stage feel like, right, this is actually what I've been looking for, this is what I've been missing.
What did I do? I found a spot on the wall. I just sang to the spot, you know. I could see people were looking at me, but I didn't look back in their eyes. I'm a very shy person. I'm still very shy.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it changes when you have a guitar in your hand and you're singing.
Yeah, well, you notice that when people will notice I close my eyes a lot, you know.
Because you don't want to catch someone's eye, or
I do it more often now, you know.
Yeah.
I'm getting a better performer, becoming a better performer, but sometimes when you close your eyes, you just go off into the dream world, you know, the spirit world. So, just before I pulled that guy out of the river, 2 days before, I had a little vision that I was going to pull someone from water.
Oh. Wow.
You know, it just happens, you know, it happens now and again. You think something and then it happens, you know. My mother was the same, and my grandmother, they were white witches.
I got goose pimples. I don't know if the word is religious. I suppose the word is more spiritual, but you know, reading the lyrics to Negative Vibes, if you don't mind me quoting some of the lyrics on that song. Lord, won't you give me the strength to be strong and be true, because Lord, when the devil gets into my head, I'm so blue. Do you believe in the devil and a God?
I suppose it's I think it's in yourself, you know. Heaven and hell is, you know, within, you know. And I would believe in good and evil, like, definitely, and I'm spiritual, you know. I believe in a force, a power, a creator, you know. Maybe not a person or, you know, a man with a big beard, you know. I just believe in a light, you know. Because I felt that and seen it, you know. So it's, people think you're a lunatic if you tell them.
Not necessarily. It depends on the people you tell, of course.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Some people might, but there is a force that we don't see. I presume that's what it amounts to.
Absolutely, yeah. And just, it's common sense, really, you know. As the Greeks said, like, you know, if nothing, why something. You know, but I get nudges now and again, you know, to keep the faith.
Yeah.
Just things I can't explain, you know. So I think singers and musicians get these kind of things, you know, if you're open. You just you feel things a bit deeper.
Ian Dempsey was working for 2FM. That's how long ago it was. It was just a different time, a different Ireland, obviously. And I'd never heard anybody sing like you. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm that sorry now. I mean, I grew up in Leitrim, so obviously I was a bit sheltered in that regard, right? But, like, were you aware that you had sort of, like, nearly broken through this prejudice that may have existed there, you know, given your background, and then suddenly Because we never heard that voice, or we hadn't heard it for many years.
Neither had I. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, I hit a lot of brick walls and a lot of prejudice. Yeah, big time. But I don't know. There's prejudice in all walks of life, you know. It's more just fear of the unknown, I suppose. There's people from working class Dublin who are saying you can't sing like that, you know. It's terrible. It's awful, and you know, you're very common.
Yeah.
The girl said to me, "You're very common." But so are you. Yeah, but I wouldn't sing like that. So it's just like she was like she had an inferiority complex about her own.
Yeah.
So the more people said that, the more they put it on. Like, you hear the accent. It's I'm putting it on thicker, you know. I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
Never someone said don't do it. I'd do it more. So reverse psychology maybe.
I completely understand. Did anybody ever try to change it? Did anybody genuinely, like a mentor or somebody that you'd met in the industry in the early days, and say, Damien, it's not going to work if you don't?
No.
But it didn't last too long anyway, I'd imagine, in fairness.
No, I just when I travelled, I realised that people couldn't understand it so well, and the lyrics are so important, I think, in my songs.
Okay.
So you'll hear that the way I sing now, it's more clear than that, you know, and it's not as heavy as it used to be. I'm pronouncing the words better because I want people to understand me wherever they are, you know. If they speak English, I want them to understand me all around the world.
Of course.
In New Zealand, in Australia, or Europe, or Africa, or wherever, you know.
Where they may not have heard an accent like yours, especially in a singing, in a vocal sound ever before, perhaps, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Okay. Let's go on to the year 2000, which was the release of your first album proper as such. They don't teach this shit in school. And I remember reading a story about you at the time where you said something, or maybe it was more recently, like you were going into shops to see if the album was on sale in the shops. Sure. And your heart was kind of broken because in some places it wasn't, in some places it was. It didn't quite land.
Yeah, I was in a couple of shops for about a week and then it just disappeared. So I thought I was going to disappear too.
And when you went into those shops, would you have, like, had you anyone you could ring, like a manager or someone, and say, what the fuck's going on? Why isn't my record in the shops? We spent the money on recording the album, so we no money then left to promote the thing, so, you know. You know, that happens so often, I think, with a lot of bands, is that they spend all their money on recording, and PR is, as you know yourself, it costs, it really costs.
Absolutely, yeah.
And something that people obviously sometimes forget about. When did you meet John Reynolds for the first time?
I was 27.
Right.
And I was doing some labour and that, you know. Just trying to pay people back, because people have been very generous, you know. Family and friends have been helping me out through the years, so then you get cut off the dole and that, you know, and you're trying to tell them that, you know, you're trying to get somewhere with the music, but they wouldn't believe you. Thought you were a dosser.
Yeah. And he came along after the first album, so she'd heard the first album maybe in...
Oh no, I just by chance I met him, Paddy. It was just in a party in Notting Hill in London. I had done a show with Liam O'Wayne. He had his own show on Saturday night, I think it was. And he'd heard about this guy sort of singing in a Dublin accent with reggae, you know, vibrations going through. And Liam got me on the show, and then just years later he was touring the UK, and he decided to get me along to support. So that was a great thrill for me, because I loved the Flowers, and nothing else was happening for me at the time, so it was a great buzz, and I went around supporting them, and I'd never really been to the UK before, so we were playing big places like, you know, Shepherd's Bush Emperor and the Lowry, and Manchester, Salford, and places like that.
And was it very soon that you met Sinead O'Connor? Because obviously Sinead has been a part of she's been right there right along your career, like in so many ways, like as a supporter and obviously as a collaborator and contributor on your albums and so on.
Yeah, well, we just happened to go to a house party in John Lennon's house because the Flowers all know John Lennon's, you know, Hot House Flowers.
Yeah.
And I think I met him there, and I said we're doing the Emperor the next night. I was having a chat to him, and I didn't know he was a producer or anything, but he came along to see the show, and I asked him after the show how did you like the songs, and he said I couldn't really hear you. The sound was that bad. He said he went to talk to the sound man and he wasn't even there at the desk. So that's but then we went to a party in the Columbia Hotel with the Flowers and all, and someone gave me the guitar, and you know, I can sometimes I can silence a room when I get a guitar, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm on form.
Unplugged, just you,
Unplugged, yeah.
your voice, the guitar, and the room full of people.
Yeah, and then John was over. That was amazing. So sometimes these things can be a hindrance, you know.
I well believe it.
If the sound isn't right, you know.
Do you sometimes feel more comfortable just singing to a room full of people without the bells and whistles than like a bigger venue? Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's where they come from, you know, just house parties, just singing. You know, that's why I don't know. The bigger it gets, sometimes it can be. I find like say the O2 or something's a bit big, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a way like to get people involved if you're playing somewhere like that, like the Springsteen fellow would, you know. There's an act to it, you know.
Yeah, of course. To create that intimacy, I suppose, that's the challenge, isn't it?
That's the challenge, yeah, exactly.
To make everybody feel like you're singing to them.
Mm.
But it's something that you have achieved, because every time, I mean, so many people here, we were discussing half the room are songwriters and half the room are like Damien fans. Now you've arrived, Damien Dempsey is a legitimate and genuine force.
Yeah, I might have been, it was probably, I'm sure it was like Sinead O'Connor's involvement and Brian Eno. You know, all the critics like had to take a step back, I think, you know, when they saw them two names on the album. They were all a bit shocked, you know.
Yeah.
The ones who thought it was a chance or them, you know. It was, but I think it was, when they gave me their, I don't know what you call it.
Seal of approval, I suppose.
Seal of approval, yeah. So I don't know, if I hadn't got that seal of approval, I don't know. I'd still be doing it though, you know, I'd still be doing it.
That's it. It's part of it.
I'd rob banks to do this.
That's a good quote, anybody mistaken this.
Yeah, I have been paying to do this for a long time, you know. The last few years I'm getting some rewards back, you know, but I would pay to do this, you know, because it's just amazing to tour and do gigs and just have people, just get people high, you know, through music, you know. It's a great thing, and to connect with people and get them singing and help them along the way, you know. That's what music is for. It was never about being famous or, you know, making millions. That's a very recent thing. It was always about helping us through life. You know.
I heard a story, and you can tell me this is nonsense. One of these kind of heard it through the grapevine kind of thing, Timmy. It's about you and Morrissey. Obviously, yourself and Morrissey. Now, Morrissey is a famous vegetarian. Some may say I'm militant vegetarian. No, he is militant because you know he won't allow people to eat burgers at his gigs. Is it true? And like, were you? I won't say is the word caught, but did you bring some contraband, i.e., a burger, into Morrissey's inner circle, into a gig once? Is that true?
No.
Oh no.
It was worse. I was talking to the audience in Philadelphia about how good Philly cheesesteaks are. He was listening upstairs in his dressing room. He was listening over the intercom. So that was bad. Well, I think I was nearly thrown off the tour, but the crew and his manager wouldn't speak to me for about a week. But I think A week later I was doing a show and I was walking off stage and someone jumped up on my back, jumped up on my shoulders and said, in my ear, look yourself today, what kind of message is that to give anybody? And I said, come on, we'll fight you, come on. And he said, the vegetarians are going to get you. It was mercy. So he got over it, it just took him a while, you know. But it was fairly insensitive of me, you know.
It was a slip.
When I go to a town, I think of something to say to the people that, you know, relates to the city I'm in. So I wasn't thinking.
Please don't mention a Philly steak again. I was itching to ask you that for many years. I heard that story and I was like, I have to ask about him about the steak and Morrissey. Yeah,
it's cruel. His roadies got some laugh out of it now, they were.
Yeah, of course, they didn't take it too seriously.
I was a hero to them.
Yeah, I can imagine. They were probably delighted to see it happen. Brilliant. Damien, in 2005 you released Shots, some beautiful and brilliant songwriting again. And again, just to quote some of these people that you've met, I feel like I've probably answered it, but is it just the people that you meet and the people you've seen from your hometown that have inspired the lyrics and that give you the inspiration to write them?
Yeah, well that's just about people all over the land, you know. And just how singing is, I just remembered, like, I lost, for a few years I lost what it meant to me, but I always used to sit in my bed and just sing for an hour, you know, sing all my favourite songs. And no matter how bad I was feeling, I'd always feel better, you know. And once you got that little chink of light, you know, you just felt a little bit better. It would change your day, you know. So and now doctors are prescribe singing to patients who have stress or depression, you know. Just to join a choir, you know.
Therapy.
Yeah, they say it's better than the pills, you know. There's no downside to singing, really. So I think everybody, and some of the best singers I've ever heard have had cracked, rough voices and sing a little bit out of tune, but they sing from the heart, you know. So everybody can sing, I think.
And it doesn't matter if you're in tune or not, obviously, it's just whatever it does, whatever journey you go on, I suppose, just to actually to express what's in here as well, I suppose.
Well, when you're sitting on the edge of your bed, you don't have to be in tune, really, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Few are.
You're singing for yourself, yeah. Yes.
That album is an album I love, and again, it just, the themes that you tackle are themes that nobody else is, like colonial oppression and colony, and in Party On, the Irish drug culture. St. Patrick's Day obviously is kind of a hark back to those pre-Celtic Tiger times. And you mentioned the Native Americans as well already, you know, on Choctaw Nation obviously you're obviously someone that reads a lot and you're very interested in the world. I mean, where are you gleaning information? Are you reading newspapers every day, are you reading books, or do you just eat books, or how do you get your information?
Keep your eyes peeled and your ears open. I'm just listening, you know. I'm a good listener. I'm talking to people. And reading papers and documentaries and the internet and stuff like that, books, yeah. So just walking around just all the time, open, yeah.
With Party On though, that strikes me as personal experience as well there.
Yeah, personal experience, yeah. A lot of the songs are, many of the songs are personal, yeah.
Did you party too hard in the early noughties, or
yeah,
you were having too good a time?
Indeed, yeah.
As many were at the time as well.
Many were, and a lot of fellas never made it back, you know, and girls, you know, they never came back. Whether they'd be gone in the head now or some of them are dead, you know, so there's always a price to pay.
What was your vice at that time, Damien, or was it mainly drink, or were you drinking too much, or was there? I know maybe there was some in your early days. There's
I tried
the culture, you know.
Tried a lot, you know. But really get you down, you know. Really get you down. I think I don't know. I suppose everything in moderation, really. You know. Once you're not like abusing something. It depends what you're doing, I suppose. The heavy drugs, now I wouldn't recommend anybody to go near them. But then, there's a lot of kids getting messed up now on the cannabis, you know, really bad. Smoking it all day, and it's being sprayed with all sorts of stuff, you know, to get them hooked on it. So it's a real minefield, you know, for young kids these days, you know. There's a lot of pitfalls, like.
Let's take it on to 07. I don't want to take us too far down that road of sort of being morose and sad, because you know, You're Pretty Smile, which is a beautiful love song, and you know, the lyrics again, I was like, whoa, you know, you're in love, like truly, like head over heels in love. Will that be true? Flying to the moon, and you kind of take us by surprise by covering a swing standard. You know, Rocky Road to Dublin, we're back to our roots. Like, you know, it's kind of like, feels to me like you're tracing your musical journey and putting it out right out there for everybody to recognise, this is who I am.
Sure. Well, the house parties, like, you know, where I'm from, you'd hear all sorts of music, all sorts of songs. It would never be just like traditional songs or ballads.
Yeah.
You'd hear Johnny Cash and Sinatra, Patsy Cline and all sorts of stuff.
Because you started out singing in your parents' house, like after parties and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
that
more back in the house. They had the back, all these drunken heads.
You're the man with the guitar, basically.
Yeah, I was only a kid and I only knew 3 or 4 chords, and they want you to back like Nat King Cole or something.
17 chord changes.
The shit you get there when you couldn't back the song. It was a nightmare.
You know C, F and G, and they're trying to see how far that will go, you know?
Yeah, so you realise after a while, just don't back them.
But maybe they're drunk enough, they don't even hear what you're backing.
Oh, I hear you.
Oh, do they?
Oh, Jesus, yeah. And you got the blame. You got the blame.
On that album you feature John Sheehan and God rest him, Barney McKenna. Was that like working with heroes, or like...
Yeah.
They were there, yeah, okay.
Absolutely, fair enough. Yeah, great man. 2 elders, you know. 2 old Shanachis. Old druids. So a wonderful experience that was. And they had a great work ethic. We arranged to meet them 6 months before, and they didn't get in contact then, that was it. You know, and they showed up on the morning. Couldn't get them, we thought they weren't coming.
That's mad.
Yeah.
No text, none of your texts or anything.
No text, no emails.
See you there.
I just turned up. And walked 2 days straight. The album done in 2 days.
That is mad.
Straight down
It
here.
does not sound like that. On that album as well, you cover, I think, one of the most beautiful love songs ever written, which is A Rainy Night in Soho. And again, the lyrics that seem really like part of you as well. Like, I know Shane McGowan obviously wrote them, but some of them, we're talking about friends, you know, and again, some of them fell into heaven, some of them fell into hell, which is a line that always sticks out to me. When you're covering other people's songs, be it Dubliners or be it Luke Kelly or whoever it may be, are you nervous that you're covering a song, despite your own really strong brand, though, you're nervous that it's so synonymous with the person that's already sung it, like Rainy Night in Soho and Shane McGowan, or do you feel like, you know what, I want to do this because I have something I can add to it as well?
I'll listen to the version and see, is it going to stand up, you know? Do we do it justice?
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be better,
Surely.
but it just has to, you have to do the song justice, you know? Do you carry it off, you know? And I think if you carry it off, and more people are going to hear the song because you're singing it, you're going to bring it to new people, like young kids who are, you know, lots of young fans, and they all heard these songs because we done that album. So yeah, I listened to the song. Some songs in that session I wasn't doing justice to, you know, so we didn't use them.
you've actually gone to where I was going to go next, which was, have you ever backed away from a song you felt, I can't,
Sure.
that's not, I can't do it, no.
Yeah. Yeah, a few good few songs, I think.
I was going to ask which ones, but I mean, you don't have to tell us. We're curious, I have to say. Okay. I think I know that look now, David. We're coming towards the close here, and Damien is going to sing us a few songs. Really looking forward to it, and yeah, absolutely, it's something we can all really look forward to. Before we go there, just bring us right up to the present day. Almighty Love 2012, and another beautiful album. The lyrics again, you write lyrics that you mentioned in Almighty Love, the title track. This connection with people and history. You're just obsessed with history, which is really interesting. You're talking about Gandhi's struggle, Rosa Parks' struggle, and then Mary Colvin and so on. You don't expect Tony Benn, MP, you give him his due as well on Almighty Love. That was your first single from that album. Do record companies kind of go, are they worried like that you write this so honestly, and yet it's not, Love and Above or Cat and Matt or whatever the hell, the pop stars want to rhyme with?
No, they were fine. Sony, Ireland, no problem at all. They're good skins. No bother there. So, just have a good team there. So, just lucky. But, yeah, I'm just writing a song at the moment about them being in school in the 80s. And just, I just read the Atlas all day in primary school. And they all thought it was like gone in the head,
Yep.
gone. But when we do some history then, the teacher do some history, then I'd just kind of wake up. And then after that I just go back. And then after school I got into the library. So just, I don't know.
Yeah, the history was just something you connected with, obviously.
Yeah. But you do need the basics, I suppose, You need to know how to read and write and all that. And subtract and all. But,
Keep an eye on your money, that's as important as anything else,
Yeah, that's it.
Don't want to be fleeced, Damien. And then busting out here, it's one of my favourite songs of yours, I have to say. It's the chord progression that gets me. We haven't talked too much about melodies, with a lot about lyrics. But, it's this change from, it's like an E to an E major 7 to a C and a B7. Like, it's a really strange progression, just in the pre-chorus. And that's the bit that gets me every time. It's like, I don't know if I've heard that progression before. Are you kind of always looking for something that just, like that just kind of makes you go, well, it pleases you, first of all, I suppose?
Yeah, I suppose when you're playing the guitar as long as me, you're looking for things that, are the G, C, D, That's why I just use different tunings and that. Just try and make an original sound from the guitar. And I just want to sound a bit different to everybody else, I suppose. I always have. And that can be hard,
No, definitely.
To get on the radio, if you want some radio play, it's hard, but you sound really different.
Yeah, we played that song on 2FM, but I'll be the first to say we butchered it. Because the version we got was 5 minutes and 20 seconds long. It's like that, is that the album version?
That's right.
So after 3 minutes and 30, it goes into a dead break. It's almost like the song could end there if you were a butcher. And
No.
I know, I remember we used to, somebody edited it this way because we didn't have enough, you never have enough time in radio or so they say. And they chopped, did you ever hear that version? Because I used to think about you or any other artist that would have spent time, poured all their creative energies into this song, and then knocked off we just chopped off 2 minutes at the end.
I cried. Thanks, Paddy.
I'm just saying it wasn't me. So,
It wasn't.
Okay, I'll tell you afterwards. Mark McCabe. No, I'll tell you afterwards. Okay, it's been an absolute pleasure, Mr. Damien Dempsey. Before we go in, we got time for a couple of questions from the floor? Yeah, great. Because we're going to do, obviously the man is going to do is what we're here for. Anybody else? We probably have time for two more. I'm coming to you for sure. You can tell us a few stories as well.
I won't. Demo, do you ever feel like you're all over the world? Do you ever feel homesick? Like, do you ever just want to come home and get into your own bed?
You better believe it.
I want to hug off your mammy, like, do you ever just want that?
Yeah, you do, but that's the life you chose, you know. And then you think of all the people like going out to play for British people in New Zealand and Australia, and they can't come home, you know. There's nothing here for them, you know. Hopefully it's going to turn around again, there'll be jobs here again, but you know, you think of them heads, you know. And there's people illegal in New York, they can't come home, Irish people. So yeah, you feel very lucky because you're going home in a few weeks.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah.
Great answer. Anybody else? We'll probably do one more and the man will be ready. Right, great stuff.
I just wanted to know, what's your favourite location to play? Favourite venue?
Favourite venue, Demo?
Anywhere really where the people are getting it, you know, are feeling it, you know, and anywhere making the people high with the music, I suppose, really. I mean, I love theatre gigs as well as the big ones like Vicar Street, you know. Cork Opera House is always great. And so I love both shows, you know, seated shows where you can tell a story and you can really sing really quietly. And the big ones where everybody sings along and stands up and sings. So, yeah, there's lots of them I love, lots of them.
Just to remind you as well, before the man plays, that he is playing the National Concert Hall on August 10th, is that correct? 10th? And you can go and book tickets on nch.ie. And I think you'll be guaranteed that'll be a very good investment.
Yeah.
Not even sure how much the tickets are, but by God, I know it'll be well spent. Money well spent, Demo. He's going to play for us, but before we do that, just take a moment to say thank you very much to Damien Dempsey for your honesty here this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing. We won't do it just yet. Keep this what you do.
I really enjoyed that. It's been all good. I just want to say, David, Luke Kelly was a good friend of mine. And I think he's proud that we're doing this here tonight, because I think he part of him is living in your soul at the moment.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, that means a lot, Keith.
Yeah, I really got that when you were talking. Luke would be proud of you. So, it gives me great pride to give this to Damien, which celebrates his #1 album in the Irish charts. Damien.